Joining us now is Leroy Chiao. He's a former NASA astronaut and commander of the International Space Station. Dr. Chiao, twice in 1 week. Thanks for coming back. Reusing rockets, these capsules, what does all of that mean? Why is that important?
It's important because this is the way to cut the cost of getting people to and from space, and specifically to and from the International Space Station. And so when you have to throw a rocket away or a spacecraft away each time you use it, of course, the costs are going to be high. And so this is significant because this is the first time it's been done commercially, ever with a capsule, and commercially with these rocket boosters, these Falcon 9 first stages that are coming back, being flown back, and being refurbished and reused, drastically cutting the cost of launching and relaunching these spacecraft. So it's a big milestone that not only was the spacecraft used before, but so was the first stage booster.
It's really cool, Dr. Chiao, to be able to do that, one at a time. Could that ever be scaled? Because they're talking about, I would think, population-wide, just like you can get on a United flight, you can get on a SpaceX flight.
Well, I think the cost will have to come down quite a bit more for that to be the case, because the Dragon spacecraft currently is configured to carry up to 4 people. I know earlier designs had possibly up to as many as 6 people. Now, even though SpaceX has brought the cost of launch down dramatically, a used Falcon 9, if you will, or a partially used being the first stage, that I believe they're advertising the launch cost at somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 million. So even when you divide 30 million by 6, you're still pretty far off of even what United charges.
Just a hair higher than that, even with reward points. Okay. Is Elon Musk just as important as NASA at this point to the future of space exploration, that he's not simply the vehicle?
Absolutely. I think, in fact, it would be even fair to make an argument that he's more important than NASA, because the advances that he has made, he's done things that the so-called experts said were impossible. They said that economically you couldn't make it happen, that you could have flyback first stage boosters, things like that. The experts all said it could never be done. And now he's doing it on a regular basis, and he's showing that the economics work, because he is offering these satellite launches at a fraction of the price of what the competitors were talking about, or the monopoly that used to be the United Launch Alliance, the joint venture between Boeing and Lockheed Martin. Their whole argument to the Congress was that we can't make launch any cheaper, and that's because we have to make it reliable. But that has all been stood on its head. And so, yeah, I think, Elon Musk, with his vision of going to Mars, he has said that he created SpaceX specifically to go to Mars, in fact, to colonize Mars. And so that's kind of where the excitement is, and the fact that these things have happened fairly quickly.
It kind of seems like, I remember when, we used to watch a launch before school, and it was everybody stopped, you had your door open, everybody talked about it later that day. It's becoming so common now that this is happening. And it seems like in your line of work, that's probably a good thing.
Right. And I know what you mean. Certainly during the Apollo days, I was 8 years old when Apollo 11 landed on the moon, but, I wanted to watch all those launches and all those moon landings. But in the shuttle era, when I was a professional at NASA working as an astronaut, we were a little bit victim of our own success, in that shuttle launches became so kind of commonplace that people stopped getting excited about it. Except for the 2, tragic accidents, then of course the nation stopped and paid attention. But so yeah, I think that is a good thing if you kind of get to the point where you're having regular launches and they're successful and safe. Then that's the goal. And then of course you want to continue to bring the cost down too.
Dr. Leroy Chiao, taking us into the future here in space exploration. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.